chill.
Hello Marvel Legends and welcome to another episode of Displaying Model Behavior, and we are going to do another pro-con grade where we take a figure and do a rapid fire review in which we look at the pros, we look at the cons, and we give it a grade. And today we have the second figure in the Stiltman wave. It is the evil zombie ninja, the hand ninja. I was building up to give him a name at the end of that introduction, and then I realized he doesn't have a name. He's just the hand ninja. So Steve, the hand ninja, the evil zombie hand ninja, Steve. We're going to have a look at him. We're going to analyze. I'm just all over the place today. Other times I would have stopped and redone this, but you know what? I think one of the nicest things about these videos is you get the real me. It's not just this glorified, pristine, glossed over video. It's all the screw ups as well. We're going to take a look at the hand ninja. We're going to look at the pros, the cons, the grades. Let's do it. So first of all, the pros. And there are a lot of pros going for this figure. Mainly the fact that there is so much new stuff going on here. I don't even know what the original base body for this would have been because it's got so much more stuff on top of it. Maybe it was the retro Spider-Man? I don't know. I mean, who cares really? Nerds. So there is all this wonderful gi, all this baggy, softer plastic. So you can move it around. You see if I'm bending the legs here, the gi will actually move with it, so he has a decent range of motion. And speaking of that, you've got the black belt, which actually has a nice texture on it, like black belts do have. It's not just this smooth material, it's actually got like a ridged kind of texture to it, like a rough black belt would. That's really cool. Speaking of the little touches, check out the actual detail on the strap on the belt going over his shoulder. They've got some really nice work going on here with the different buckles and the loops. They've actually put some effort. They've used their whole ass with this. They haven't half-assed it at all. Now, of course, we have the katana as well. I just love removable weapons. It just feels like you've got a little bit of extra bang for your buck there. And this fits beautifully into the scabbard on the back. And of course, the scabbard has, again, that texture kind of detail. Ribbed for our appreciation is what it is. And then it's got little extras that you wouldn't really necessarily need, like the little band, the rope around his elbow that just gives it a bit more detail, and rather than having just a plain red sort of arm. Then he's got the forearm guards as well. Going down the legs, we have his boots, and okay, like you could have put more paint work on the boots. You can see that there are buckles and straps on there, but they're all the same uniform color, so they could have put some more work into that. Similarly, around his gi, you have stitching, which is great that it is kind of like double stitched on the gi, but there's no difference in the color there, so they could have done a little bit more with that, but I'm not going to drag them over the coals for it. Looking up at the head, this is good. I like this. You can't really do much detail on the face because by proxy of being a ninja, there's not much detail there, but you can see the great green in the eyes there. That's really cool. And the fact he's got the different color, the deeper, darker red for the face mask and the headband around there, it adds some depth to the character. Now, because the hood is a separate piece to the torso, there is some daylight between there that you can see, which I'm not going to be too mad about, because otherwise, if the hood was attached to the gi, you would sacrifice the articulation, and I want to be able to move the head around, so that's absolutely fine. Then we've got the weapons, these wonderful sort of hooked sickle gardening type implements. They were made to look like gardening tools so they could carry them around and not get busted by the fuzz. So those look great, and they look quite nasty as well. These are you look like you'd mess someone up with these, and those are definitely good points for the hand ninja. Now the bad points. And you know what? There's not a lot of bad points. I'm really hard pressed to think, because he has good articulation. He has nice wide feet so you can stand him up all right. So that's not a problem. You know what? I'm not just going to say bad points for the sake of it. He doesn't have any other hands. So there you go. If you want to have him with sort of, chop socky type karate poses like you could do with Shang-Chi, you're limited there. He only has his gripping hands. Although, since Shang-Chi came with so many hands, if you want to army build this figure, then you can probably use some of those and that will work out really well. Okay, so actually he does come with other hands. I don't know how I forgot that. It must have slipped my mind. Besides that, I'm not going to just come up with bad points for the sake of it. I think this is a really decent figure. So while we're here, let's look at some comparisons. So since the Hand Ninja is a street level type villain, let's look at some street level type characters. First of all, of course, here is the Hand Ninja next to Elektra. Now, unfortunately, since I don't have a red Daredevil, we're going to compromise and have the Hand Ninja next to the armored Daredevil. Now, you can't become a zombie without first getting killed, and one guy who was probably responsible for that could well be the Punisher, and these two look great next to each other. Coming up next, another street-level assassin is Bullseye. And finally, a man who's had his fair share of dealings with the Hand, it is the Kingpin of crime himself, Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin. And let's round it out with a nice group shot. There are some street-level villains there, and already I'm getting some ideas for another display video. I think we're going to have to do another diorama video pretty soon. And folks, those are the pros and the cons of the Hand Ninja. It's time to give him a grade, and this is a figure that I am fond of. I don't massively love him, but I think he is a good figure. He's not just a quick repaint, there's a lot of extra stuff going on here. Some nice additions, the extra weapons. He's a good figure, and because of that, I give him a sub rating of... I'd buy that for $1. And that is my rapid fire review of the Hand Ninja. What do you think of the Hand Ninja? Comment below, let me know. Are you army building this little sucker, making it difficult for other people to find Hand Ninjas? Don't worry, it's not your fault. Hasbro should be making more of these guys. I would certainly be quite happy to get a couple more as well, because they look really good as a little army, you know? Because if it's just one Hand Ninja against Daredevil and Elektra, that's just a mugging, you know? So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. I don't know why I'm still gesturing at this guy. I finished talking about him. Folks, enjoy the Data Blast coming up next. Some of the best stuff I've found on Instagram, curated for your enjoyment. Go give the creators a follow because they do fantastic work. And until next time, keep displaying model behavior. That should satisfy the little SOBs.